welcome back, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Bob, when you got out of high school, you went right to school, right to Platteville to go to school?
I did. It was one of those last-minute enrollments to school. You know, you got your parents and you got your brothers and sisters. Bob, you got to go to school. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. So I think it was about a month before school started. Bob got in college. Wasn't exactly what Bob wanted to do, but Bob was there. So I was enrolled and drove off to UW-Platteville for 1 year.
And for 1 year at Platteville?
I was there for my freshman year, correct.
Okay, and then you stopped out of school?
I did. It's just timing wasn't right for me. Grades were below average. I had a lot of fun, but I think at that day and age, you're supposed to have a different mindset, and mine just wasn't there. So yeah. I came back, and I did a part-time job. Actually, I came back and started working again at the portering company. That's where I think we...
that was your,
That was like my high school job. I cleaned cars.
Right, and I don't want to jump ahead, but this is you ended up starting your first business here. You've been a serial entrepreneur.
Correct. That was, again, it was an opportunity that...
So you were detailing cars for a local dealer.
In their shop, correct.
In their shop.
Correct.
And how did you put all this together? Somebody had the idea.
Well, we were detailing the dealership cars. And then, the dealership cars have patrons that want their cars done more than when they just come in for service.
Right.
So we started servicing their cars at their house. We kind of made like a mobile unit, and we'd go to their house. Well, we had too many people. So the private sector almost started to take over in terms of volume and sales than the dealership. But the dealership gave you... it was consistent. It was reliable work. You know,
right.
2 or 3 cars. And what we did was made an arrangement with the owner to say, you know, we're going to leave because we started our own company. We love the opportunity you've given us. Why can't we help one another out? You rent us a bay. We'll give you a discount on your cars. You let us bring other cars in.
Nice.
And we can make this work.
Oh, and you know, that's a win-win, especially for them too, because now they're getting more people exposed to their dealership.
Correct. There's an insurance situation you got to be careful with, because I couldn't just bring anyone off the street to do their cars.
Right.
So there was things we had to be careful about.
Well, in any business, yeah.
It is, and that's. But it worked out great, and it worked out great for about a year or so, and we just got too big. So we had to go off-site to our own building. And able to really saturate the local market in that area. We were in Elm Grove. We had a pickup and delivery service. Keith, you want your car washed? Just leave the keys outside or give me the combination and I'll drive there, I'll pick it up, I'll bring it back, take care of it. It'll be back in your garage and you won't even know anything happened.
Wow.
That's the kind of trust or reliability that we had. And
nice.
It worked great. It was a lot of fun. But then you get hit over the head again and you say, you know, where am I going with this? How big can I get?
You did this for a few years.
I did that for a few years and basically realized that I needed my education. Yeah. So I continued to work that a little bit, and then I was truly more focused on my undergraduate degree.
You went to UWM?
UWM Milwaukee.
Right.
And I received a degree in marketing and a minor in accounting.
And how were you as a student now?
I was a different person.
Who was paying for school this time?
Bob was paying for school.
Big difference right there, eh?
It is. But, you know, is it a maturity? Is it who's paying for it? You know?
Well, I think so. I mean, I had the opportunity to go to school on a GI Bill, and I looked at it as a part-time job. I'm here making $412.50 a month or something to go to class at night to study the stuff I want to study. But one of the neatest books I read was The College Survival Kit. Real short chapters to how to get the most out of the experience. One of them was a simple thing like, you know what, it's not, you go to the theater, you pay more to sit in the front of the room. You're paying the same tuition as everyone else, but get the best seat.
Correct.
Little stuff like that. But when you're paying for it, you want to get the most out of it.
You do. You're a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
You're a lot more efficient.
Well, and if you're going to school and working, you still got some responsibilities with the business and all that kind of thing. you have to be a lot more
Oh,
efficient too.
time management was huge. I still was doing that business. I knew my primary focus was school.
Right,
So you manage your time much better.
right, right.
So,
So you got a degree, a bachelor's in marketing,
correct.
and then what'd you do?
At that time, I was a little bit in transition, and I worked part-time as a cabinet maker. I would install kitchens and libraries, their woodwork, all their casework. I was doing that part-time, and I was also doing a lot of water skiing. I was involved with the Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club.
You were huge doing that. Now, did you just pick that up around then, or had you would water skied as a kid?
I was skiing quite a bit, but mainly mainly in our own little area of the lake, and just much smaller key. And what happened was we got a group of people together, and we were just skiing like we normally are. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of girls came over and said, "Can we join you?" And they were younger. They were younger kids. And it's like, well, we could try to do a pyramid and things. And we went to the local ski club and watched what they did. Came back, we bought the skis, we had the boats, and we started doing our own little pyramids. And we were doing this pretty much almost every day during the summer. Well, then we had parents saying, "We know you practice good skiing habits and boating habits. Here's $50 for gas. I know where my daughter is. I can see you guys." That's how it all started. The parents saw that we were mature enough and safe enough to watch their kids, to be with their kids. $50 was nothing. They could see where their kids are.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we had more parents helping. We had more parents donating boats, donating gas. And the Pewaukee Water Ski Club really started as a recreational training group, not competition. We didn't do slalom courses. We didn't do, the major state tournaments. That's not what we were about. We were about
it really started teaching them skills,
teaching them how to ski. Correct.
Neat.
And I had a blast.
And that is what is today
the Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club. Yes.
Which is a very competitive.
Very much so, and it's a very vibrant program for the village of Pewaukee. People are there Thursday nights, buying food, looking at what Pewaukee has to offer.
Yeah, and getting a great show. And I must have had 5 email invitations to pasta dinner for them recently. And
pasta, Mexican. You're right. They're all there at the lakefront.
Neat.
But yes, when I started.
And so you and friends started that?
Correct. There was about 4 or 5 of us that basically started out of just a group of people skiing and seeing a need and seeing what the need could grow to. And that's what it is today.
Neat. The time is going by way too fast. We have to take another break. We'll be right back.
Videocracy. Video, audio, photography. We do it all, from script development to DVD case artwork and duplication, to streaming your video on the web. For your next video, audio, or photography needs, check out Videocracy.com or call 1-800-747-3399.